Hey, this is your girl, msyelladiva. I am bringing you 2 episodes of Love and Marriage Detroit. I guess this is the last 2 episodes of this season. It's season 2, episode 9 and 10. Okay. I was working last weekend and so I couldn't get this out. But I'm bringing you 2 episodes this week. All right. So if you're new here, welcome. We do reviews here. All right. And if you are returning, welcome back. All right now. All right. Give me a thumbs up. Like, comment, share, and subscribe to my channel. And we will begin. All right. So, this is the Welcome to Staycation episode. So they're hosting a staycation at a downtown Detroit hotel that they are paid to have people come to their hotel. All right. So Kristina welcomes everybody. Latoya first asked, is Chelsea gonna be here? And Kristina was like, no, she is not here. Because Kolby wants to know also because, they got into it. And she said it's all couples. Kim is late. She had a bad morning, okay? So the group gets ready for dinner. The dinner is at 6 o'clock. All right, so Kim said that she had to, because her son has some kind of respiratory ailment, maybe asthma, bronchiolitis, something like that. All right. So, I'm a pediatric nurse, so that's the reason why I start commenting about that. Anyway, so she had to take her son to the doctor. The car didn't start because she probably got a bad battery, but she said it was freezing cold. No, baby. I'm from Cleveland, Ohio. I know batteries start in freezing cold. You got a bad battery. You need to get that replaced, boo. But anyway, they had to get it jumped. And so the neighbor jumped them. And so they're on the road again. All right. So they go up to their hotel rooms and things like that. And so Anthony is bitching about Brandon. He ain't even took his coat off yet. Or Latoya. But neither one of them took their coat off. And they bitching. And he bitching about Brandon and Kristina bringing Chelsea, whatever her name is. Okay. Yeah. So he already bitching. So they go downstairs. They go downstairs and to eat, or they go to some restaurant. I think they went to a restaurant to eat, and all the men had on the same sweater. Yeah, I love it. Okay, I love it.
Surprise, motherfucker.
Love it. I'm glad. Okay. All of them had on the same sweater. So Kristina planned it. Okay. That was cute. Kristina, I do believe that was really cute. So, but bravo. Said you got me out here looking like Heathcliff Huxtable. Golly, I can't even pronounce it. Heathcliff Huxtable, okay? Oh my God. Anyway, so they sit down. Somebody asked how the podcast go. Anthony was like, the podcast went well. He said he got a lot of respect for he had a lot of respect for Kristina. So he let her bring Brandon and his friend. not her friend, not anybody else's friend, and he ain't gonna name her by name. Okay, so his Brandon's friend is Chelsea, whatever her name is. But he said, but they had an excellent conversation. She did very well. He said Brandon took shots at um his wife's wine, opulence. Okay, and that's the name of the wine, opulence. And so Latoya was like, well, that seems pretty, that seems pretty right, pretty consistent with his friend Chelsea, because, that's, she talk about people too. So she said it is what it is. And Brandon was like, well, I said it because he was flexing about how he dropped $250K on your wine, but he should have dropped 275K so you can get some better corks, because apparently the corks crumble. That what he said. I don't know. That what he said. I ain't never heard of opulence wine. Okay. And so Latoya was like, well, come and talk to me when you know wine. Okay. That's it. All right. So Kristina said, I actually brought Chelsea, and she thought, but she said that Chelsea thought that Anthony was taking little shots. And Anthony was like, I ain't say a word to her. And so Latoya said, well, he did call her a bird. And so Kristina was like, you think she acts like a bird? I don't know what is that a bad thing? I don't know. I don't know what a bird is in reference to people. In reference to like a derogatory term. I don't know what a bird is. You can tell me in the comments about a bird. I don't know what a bird is. I didn't know it was a derogatory comment, but apparently she act like a bird. And Kristina was like, you think she acts like a bird? I don't know what that means. And so then Latoya said, I think she acts ghetto sometime. I know what that means. I know what that means, okay? I don't know what the bird means, but I do know what that means. And so Kristina was like, well, I don't know what happened. Whatever happened in the ring shop, I wasn't there. She said, but she is not like that with me. And so Kolby was like, you never, she said she never shows you that side. And so Kristina said no. But in retrospect, Kristina said, I should have let you know that Chelsea was coming, and I do apologize for that. So then they changed the subject. Russell was like, the hardest thing for a man to do is lead the family. And then all the men kept, yeah. Oh boy. I guess so. I don't know. I've never, been a man, so I don't know how hard it is to lead a family. But I mean, y'all ain't gotta lead by yourselves. I mean, y'all just gotta make sure the money coming in. That's probably the hardest thing to do, is just to make sure you are financially set. I think that's probably the hardest thing to do. That's the hardest thing to do for anybody really. Not a man or a woman. Hell, it's hard for me to even make sure that the needs are met. So, yeah. So then Kolby was like, well, it's a collaboration. It's teamwork, and y'all not always right. That is the God's honest truth. Y'all not always right. She said, that's why you're married, so we can help. That's a good point. It's teamwork. Okay. But Kim was like, listen, we are both alpha people. We are both control freaks. And I will never be in the back seat, okay? That's not how it work over on this side. That's not how it work over on this side, okay? Now, Kolby, you may be in the back seat. Kristina, you may be in the. I think Kristina in the front seat for real. I don't think Kristina in the back seat. I don't even think Latoya in the back seat. Okay. Lakeitha is in the back seat. Okay, so Lakeitha and Kolby, you in the back seat, but that's not how it work on this part right here. This part right here. She said, no, I ain't never been in the backseat. And Marcel was like, and I'm not expecting you to either. She said, cause I wouldn't have married you. Yeah. He married an alpha female, so he could take the backseat. He can go sit somewhere. Yep, that would. Yeah, so he can take the back seat. But Kristina, I think you still in the front seat, baby, because Brandon can't lead a family. But anyway, so and I'm gonna show you why. Brandon said me and Kristina didn't know each other either before he got married. So I didn't know how to lead a family, and you still don't. And you still don't. Okay, but he said, I don't know what I was doing. I don't know what I was doing. What a leader should be doing is connecting with God. And so Kristina teared up, because she feel like he gonna lead the family. He ain't gonna lead the family. He not gonna lead the family, babe. You gonna have to lead this family, boo. You gonna have to. We'll see it in the next season. You still gonna have to lead this family anyway. But she tear up when he bring God into it, and so that's it. So they go upstairs, right? They end the dinner. They go upstairs, and Marcel got some rose petals on the bed and on the floor. So when she come in, he all excited about being romantic, okay? Okay. It didn't even look romantic. He got his shoes on. He had his shoes on, all his clothes on. They ain't even look romantic, okay? He just threw some petals, some rose petals out there and got in the bed with fully clothed, okay? With his shoes on. Anyway, they probably ain't even do nothing. Anyway, okay, so it's the next day with the baby sprinkle. So all the ladies gonna have a little fake belly, so they won't. So Kristina, or what's her name, won't feel bad. So Kim tells Kristina, said Marcel was laid up on the bed like Carl Thomas in that turtleneck. Oh, I laughed so hard because Carl Thomas, oh my God, he was laid up on the, I don't know if it's on the bed or whatever, but he had that turtleneck on. Oh my God, and I wish, oh my God, I wish I never met her. At all. We need to. I wish I never met her. Or something like that. Oh, that was my jam, though. That was my jam. I need to listen to that. But, oh, that was so funny to me. Anyway, the ladies arrived, and Kolby arrived, and they over here talking about, hey, whatever. So they talk about mom guilt. And they basically said that you gotta take time out for yourself, or you'll go crazy. And Kolby venting about being the main disciplinarian to her smart mouth little girl. Because she would have got popped in them lips. I'm sorry. She got popped in them lips. No. I'm mad at you, mommy. Oh. Bitch, who? What? Say it again. Say it again. Say it again. I'll fuck your ass up. Say it again. I'm old school. I'm old school. Okay. I got my mouth smacked many times for being smart. I don't do smart mouth little girls. I don't do smart mouth little girls. My niece, she ain't never smarted her mouth at me, and I raised her. She's 22 years old. I raised her. Okay, and her daughter better not smart mouth me, because that's my grandbaby, but she will get the wrath. I don't do smart mouth little girls. I don't do it. But Latoya and Kristina can relate. Oh, not Kristina. I think Latoya and Kolby. Yeah, Latoya and Kolby can relate, because Latoya is the disciplinarian in her household too. Because apparently Anthony just let the kids run wild. I don't know. I think Kristina is the disciplinarian too. Now that I think about it. Yeah. I don't think nobody put their foot down. I think Latoya don't put. I think Latoya probably the main disciplinarian too. I don't know. I think all of them I think all of them are like that. I don't see. I don't see none of these men stepping up. Maybe Bravo, but yeah, I don't see none of these men stepping up to be the disciplinarian. Anyway, so the men go jogging because Russell invited them to jog, and then he got called away to military duty, and so they still was jogging. So then they get back to the hotel, and the men up there, and they was like, Brandon was like, Anthony calls me and Bravo dick riders, but the only one that's dick riding is the one that's thinking about dick riding. So what you trying to say, Brandon? What you trying to say? He got his mind on dicks. Is that that's what you trying to say? He got his mind on dicks? He got his mind on dicks. Is that what you trying to say? Okay, whatever. All right. And Anthony was like, there was a little less dick riding last night. Why you keep bringing dicks up? Okay. So Bravo was like, how am I dick riding? And so Bravo said, have I ever been known in the city of being a dick rider? He said, no, but you always on Brandon's side. And Brandon was like, I'm new. He said, I'm neutral. He's neutral a lot of time. And so Anthony asked if that offends him, what he called him. He said, why will I get offended from a childish term? And that's true. So Brandon continued. He said, Anthony is jealous. Oh, in the confessional said, Anthony is jealous of our friendship. And so Anthony said, I say what is true, and I stand on that. And I say period, whatever, something. Shit, I'm tired of that whole conversation. I still don't understand why Anthony got such a hard on for, oh, that, sorry. That may be the wrong term. Okay, but you know, he just got, he, I don't know what it is about Anthony. Not Anthony. What it is about Brandon that, you know, he just, I don't know. I don't know. I have no idea. I have no idea. Anyway, the next episode is episode 10. This is the last episode. And it's called Pressure Makes Diamonds. Okay, so this is episode 10. So, Kolby is thanking the ladies for her baby sprinkle. And Kim and Kristina make up. Okay, because they, you know, they had an argument on the first episode last year. And so they finally make up. Brandon asked how much money has Anthony put into Latoya's wine in the last 6 months. Brandon, I'm rooting for you, but that question was stupid. Okay, why did you even say that?
Stop it. Get some help.
Get some help, okay? So Latoya was like, so you counting our pockets again? He said, and Anthony was like, well, maybe I should invest in your wife. That's a good one. Maybe I should invest in your wife, okay? Good point. Bravo said, Russ, you are going on beautiful baby number 2. And you are building businesses and things like that. He said, can you like balance all of that? And so Russ was like, it's hard to allocate my time. He said, but my wife is doing a great job, and I am just trying to provide her with everything she needs. And he said, and he also mentioned that he was going to be 20 years in the service, but I don't think he talked that over with Kolby because her face was like, what the fuck? Okay. Okay.
What the hell? Oh my God, no way.
Okay. What? Kolby's face said it all, okay? Marcel said, I had a couple uncles who did 20 years in the military. One is still married and one got divorced. He said the one that's still married had a conversation with his wife before he did the 20 years. And the one who's divorced didn't. Okay, so you need to talk it over with your wife. Okay, you need to talk it over with your wife. Okay. And so Russ said, well, if it comes to my relationship, then I'm done. Okay. You lie.
Why the fuck you lying?
Okay. You lying. Okay. Anyway, Kolby said, can we change the subject? Kristina, how your music coming? Music coming. Going? How's your music coming? And so she said, it's coming along. I don't know if I want to be an artist though. So Brandon was like, you always thinking about the kids. Duh. Who else gonna think about them? Who else gonna think about her kids but herself? Okay. She don't know if she want to be a full-time artist. I can relate. Because she don't know if she want her kids to be all off on the road and stuff like that. And then, you know, then she don't want to burden your mama watching the kids all the time. And then she don't want to send her kids to Buffalo so her mama can watch the kids. So yeah, she got to think about the kids. Stop it, Brandon. Stop it. So, but Kim, I agree with Brandon, huh? uh-uh. uh-uh. She said you got every tool. You just need to get out there. Now I can understand she need to get out there, but she don't need to go get on the road and stuff until she know where her kids going. Well, Brandon said, "Well, you'll be performing," and Kristina like who? And he said you, and Bravo was like,
Surprise, motherfucker.
surprise. And so Brandon was like, y'all all be invited. So Chris in the studio, trying to get her voice together so she won't be embarrass herself in front of her coworkers. Okay, Bravo invites her to sing at his establishment. And so then Chelsea arrives and they plan to have her perform, have her showcase. She ain't gonna sing but one song, but have her showcase at Bravo's establishment. Kolby and Russell talking about having another baby. Russell said, well, the first few months, I'll be Jeffrey or Florence or whatever. I'll be there to cater to your every needs. Kolby was like, I believe that when I see it. I know that's right. I believe that when I see it too, girl. And so the au pair is on her way. I don't know where she's coming from, but she's on her way. And so, and Russell was like, listen, I got to get right and I got to stay right. You got to do what you got to do, baby. All right. Bravo and Lakeitha. He buying her some expensive Cartier glasses that was made in China for $5, and they probably selling them for $300. Okay, I don't know how much they selling them for, but it was made in China for $5. But it say Cartier on there, so he said everybody in Detroit gotta wear got some Cartier shades. I don't understand it, but that's what he said. All the people in Detroit got Cartier shades. Okay, most of them got it from the yellow app. Yeah, they probably got it from the yellow app. But other than that, okay, I don't see the excitement of it. So Lakeitha said she wants him to share his location, and he gives in. Okay. Kristina is about to debut for her co-workers. She wrote this song, and she wrote this song when her and Brandon was going through their little stuff. She sings it. The band sound like either they didn't know what she's singing or she didn't know what she was singing. It just did not coincide. But everybody liked it. The song had good lyrics, but it didn't impress me not a bit. Okay. Okay. But, I mean, it is what it is. Everybody liked it. So then Latoya tells Chelsea how she feels. Then Kolby jumps in it. And then Kristina was like, Kolby, you doing too much. Okay. And Chelsea was like, you became an influencer a week ago. So you can't talk to me, okay? I guess she was talking to Kolby. So Kolby said, Kristina, I think you are one-sided. You don't never check Chelsea when she talk, but you always check me. And Kristina and Kolby go back and forth, and then Russ was like, let's go, cause she 9 months pregnant. I don't know. I think she's 9 months pregnant, whatever. And she was like, she about to go into labor if you keep you keep going back and forth. So. Kim said in a confessional that Latoya and Kolby feel slighted. And then Kristina said, I don't know where this friendship is going to go, but they don't know how it's going to end up. And that is the end of the episode. And the next episode is the reunion. So, give me a thumbs up, like, share, and subscribe to my channel. And I'll see you in the next video. Peace.